So eventually I got out of the hospital and had a very different kind of life afterwards than I had before. One of the consequences of my hospitalization was that my marriage flew apart, and when I was discharged, the vocational rehabilitation people had got me a job in the kitchen of the girls' residence at Queen's University. So I was a pot washer, and the message I took from that was that my aspirations needed to be adjusted downward quite drastically. And then I also experienced all that kind of social isolation that sometimes happens for people once they've been labeled and treated. So I was alienated from my family. My wife and son were far away, and I was not any longer connected to them, and the fantasies I had about what my life was supposed to be like were exploded. So I spent, I guess, about 6 years kind of on the fringes of the economy. I could get jobs, but I couldn't seem to figure out how to behave in a job so that you wouldn't get fired or let go. And I had a depressing series of entry-level work, clerical work, which was not challenging and not empowering. And so at the end of the probation period, they'd say, "Mr. Reville, you don't really like this job, do you?" I say, "No, I certainly don't." And they'd say, "Well, I hope you find success somewhere else." And so I would go to the next thing, and I, again, would not find success there. So just in terms of timing, so this started mid-60s, and by 1972, I'm still kind of spinning around.
Are you still in Kingston?
No, I came back to Toronto in 1968, and I moved into a rooming house where I actually knew some people, and I moved in with a young woman that I had met in the mental hospital in Kingston, and we had 2 children. And she too had difficulty making a connection to the labor force when she was not being a child bearer or mother. So we were poor, and we were disorganized and demoralized. And that marriage too fell apart. And maybe that was a turning point for me, because now there were 2 children and 2 inadequate parents. And so I decided maybe I should be an adequate parent. And when the Children's Aid wanted to know from me why the children should not be made wards of the court, I said, because I have a plan for their care and upbringing. And eventually I got the kids. And so now I'm a single father, and I got kids, and I've got to stop messing around. So.
And how old were you then?
Oh, I'm by now, let me see. I am rising 30.
Right.
And I am no longer to be trusted. You remember the 60s, don't trust anybody over 30?